In today's news, BVI Diabetes Association hosts CARE Symposium. Premier's Office eyeing technological and legislative advancement in 2023, and 25 public officers awarded for excellent customer service, and CAREEP project facing unforeseen hurdles. Well, viewers, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Freeze. Choose your mix. Choose your flavor.
Good job there, brother. All right. I'm surprised you're here.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Charles, it's been 60 years.
I wish it was 60 more.
Let it go.
No, you know what you did.
It was just ice cream. But you know what? It was delicious.
What?
We're like a family get-together without all the family drama.
What you gonna do?
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Well, welcome viewers to the Wednesday, November 23rd edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. While leading the newscast earlier today, the BVI Diabetes Association held an activity entitled the Insulin Dependent Diabetes Care Symposium, where the aim of the activity was to sensitize and educate parents, families, and caretakers who are dealing with patients of insulin-dependent diabetes. Well, Jacka Wedding attended the activity and filed this report.
Hello 284, we are coming to you from Village Key, and I'm here with a familiar face, Dr. Charlene Lewis, because the Diabetes Association is having an activity today and we are lucky enough to be invited. Well, it's actually open to the public and we are glad to see some of you here, but we wish we saw more of you, but we will talk about all of that. Dr. Lewis, how are you today and how are things going so far?
Well, the day started off with me feeling very tired and overwhelmed. I think now I'm fired up because we really started a lot of the discussions, with our population about diabetes. As you said, I wish the turnout were better. We knew it was going to be a challenge because today is a Wednesday, it's a work day. Yeah. We tried to put the flyers out, try to get the information out there so persons can actually ask for some time off to be able to come here. We have activities going on all day, so perhaps maybe people can come, later on in the day and try to get this free, vital information when it comes to diabetes. As I said to the group inside, it's not just about me coming and talking, it's also about getting feedback. So we've had feedback on some of the drawbacks that people have when it comes to monitoring and managing their diabetes, things that we need to look forward to going forward into the future. We are trying to give really good information. There was myself giving a lot of information about diabetes itself, and then we have a dietitian, Ms. Patrice Maduro, who's going to be doing a session on carbohydrate counting, so actually teaching diabetics about the carbohydrates, the starches, sugars in their diet. It's not just about the juice, it's not just about the cakes and tarts and all the pastries. It's about everything that is going to break down into sugar in your body, so she's emphasizing that point for us.
Right, amazing stuff. Now, this activity is part of the wider observation of Diabetes Month in the BVI. And of course, unfortunately, what happens a lot is that people don't make the time on the day of the activity to participate. But we do know that the Diabetes Association has an open door policy. So for anybody who was not able to come down today for whatever reason, what means can they use to still access that information from the association?
Well, our office is on Main Street. It's in the Yana Downing building. The resource center is in the Yana Downing building. It's right next to Downing Architectural Firm, just down the street from the hospital and from the Adina Donovan home. For those who partake, it's next to Lady Sarah's. So it's right there on Main Street. As Jacka said, we have an open door policy. We have our office manager and diabetes educator, Mrs. Rosalia Dawson. She's there all the time from about 9 o'clock in the morning until about 4:30. And you can contact her at any time. She's willing to sit down with you as an individual or with families, to talk about the different issues when it comes to diabetes and its management. We also do offer free testing to anybody who walks in. It is free, but we do ask for, the coins and change donation if somebody can. As I keep saying, we saw an uptake of that facility with COVID because a lot of people lost their jobs and they weren't able to afford, their testing strips. And we know this is an issue that we're definitely going to have to press on in the coming future, as well as the registry, and making sure that things are accessible to diabetics. The International Diabetes Federation, between 2021 and 2023, the theme is going to be access to diabetes care for all. This year, the emphasis is on education, so education to protect tomorrow. And this is why we're really so happy to put together this symposium to be able to give that information to the public, really following in line with what the IDF has really set out for us.
All right, amazing. And what has the feedback been like? We were inside, we saw how interactive everybody has been. So what's the energy been like for you?
It's been great. I mean, like I said, I wish we had more persons, but we understand the drawbacks of having it on a day like today. We really just took advantage of this specialist who is here on island. He's here on island enjoying the BVI, you guys. And we just kind of cornered him and said, can we have you for like one afternoon, to help educate the public? So based on that and his travel times, because he's a very busy man. He just got a professor appointments at, I think it was Cork University and at Penn University as well. So we now have Professor Hawks with us, being able to give this information. And we wanted to just design something around it to help diabetics, in terms of just living better, especially when it comes to living a healthier lifestyle. We can't talk about medication. We could talk about medication and even herbs and bush from now until we're blue. But until we change the lifestyle, we're not going to get anywhere.
All right. Now, this is information. Dr. Lewis is an advocate for making lifestyle change for a better life. And of course, it is all very valuable information. You are an amazing resource. So I hope people are listening.
Well, thank you, Jacka. Well, moving on, viewers, where the Premier's office is eyeing great technological and legislative advancement in 2023. Well, this was made evident during a recent presentation by Permanent Secretary Carolyn Stout-Igwe as she revealed the office's top priorities for the new year. Well, Stout-Igwe spoke specifically to the vision for the Departments of Agriculture and Fisheries, Immigration, Sustainable Development, and the VI Shipping Registry.
We are going to be launching online payments as part of the pilot project with the Department of Information Technology for the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries. Security. With the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for the sharing of intelligence among member states of the Caribbean community, now expected within a week, the next step will be to bring into force the Advanced Passenger Information System Act early in the new year. Streamlining processes, we will have launch of additional modules on the border management system that will see the introduction of a small vessel and aircraft clearance portal and online embarkation and debarkation cards, commonly referred to as ED cards.
Well, a key development to come, she noted, is the establishment of a Virgin Islands Agriculture and Fisheries Authority.
We will establish a Virgin Islands Agriculture and Fisheries Authority to support sustainable development of the sectors, their contribution to greater food security and diversification of the Virgin Islands economy. With the expectation of the approval of the National Sustainable Development Strategy before the end of this year, we expect to implement the strategy in the coming year as we continue to chart the way for improvement of the quality of life for all residents of the Virgin Islands.
Well, Stout-Igwe spoke during presentations at the recent Public Service Transformation Midterm Review and Future Outlook. Well, viewers, public officers were awarded for exemplary customer service at the Public Service Star Membership Club pinning ceremony. Ron Grant has the story.
25 public officers were awarded for exemplary customer service at the Public Service Star Membership Club pinning ceremony. The ceremony was held at Government House Reception Hall, where awardees were personally congratulated by His Excellency the Governor, John J. Ranking, and Deputy Governor, Mr. David D. Archer Jr., for their high level of commendations from customers. The Governor noted in his congratulatory remarks that while awardees were being pinned by the Deputy Governor and himself, they have in actuality received these accolades courtesy of the public. You are receiving these awards because of the highly positive feedback you have received from your customers through the rating rate us system. So this isn't an award just given to you by the governor and deputy governor, but also the public who recognize you and rated you for all that you do, Governor Rankings said. Meanwhile, the Deputy Governor of the Virgin Islands chose to remind the honorees of their fellow officers who have not yet reached their potential to deliver excellent customer service. It's not good enough to be great by yourself. You know within your own departments there are persons who don't live the mantra or ethos of serving customers well every single day like you do. Collectively, we have to work together. So while you are being continuously praised, I want you to bring someone else with you, Mr. Archer explained. Ms. Adrienne Duchesne from the Immigration Department spoke on behalf of the awardees and mentioned the importance of public service star members setting the example. Fellow awardees, we have done well and we are being recognized for doing our jobs well. I am proud of you and you are to be proud of yourselves too. Each one of us has and can help change the culture of public service by continuing to be the example we need our co-workers to be. Are you willing to take on this task? I know I am, Ms. Duchesne said. The Public Service Star Membership Club is an award scheme based on the government's Rate Us platform, which allows the public to rate the service they've received from various public officers through an online form. Just with one positive review, referred to as commendation, a public officer is entered into the club. A minimum of 5 commendations earns officers a Bronze Star membership. A minimum of 10 is required for Silver Star membership and some 20 for a Gold Star membership and 30 to be considered an Elite Star member. Individuals can access the Rate Us system at rateus.gov.vg and rate the service they have received while utilizing a public office. Alternatively, the Customer Service Care Center can be reached at customerservice@gov.vg and 468-3701. Reporting for 284 News, Ron Grant.
Well, thank you, Ron. Well, up next, viewers, CAREEP project facing unforeseen hurdles and turn of events by Don U. Leonard set to launch tomorrow. Well, these and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
That's out. That's 6. That's out.
With worldwide medical coverage and affordable premiums, we're like a home match that isn't played at your actual home. CG Insurance. Good like that.
My turn. Oh, come on, guys.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
You value traditions. You value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, low rates of uptake are hindering the progress of the CAREEP Resiliency and Energy Efficiency Project, also referred to as CAREEP. Well, that's according to CAREEP Chairman and General Manager of BVIEC, Leroy Abraham, who is urging residents in target areas to engage the initiative. Well, more in this report.
The CAREEP Resiliency and Energy Efficiency Project, CAREEP, has encountered some unforeseen delays which could impact the timeline within which the project intends to achieve its objectives. Speaking with 284 News, CAREEP Chairman and General Manager of BVIEC, Leroy Abraham, explained that this was a result of low uptake of the initiative.
The rollout of the project has not attracted the volume because remember it's supposed to roll out to 5 different overseas territories. So we're right now in discussions to see how we can essentially increase uptake because it is quite important at this particular time.
The initiative targets residents of the BVI, Anguilla, Cayman Islands, St. Martin, Montserrat, and Turks and Caicos Islands, and aims to build energy resilience and assist the islands in reducing their climate vulnerability. It is being implemented with funding from the Resilience, Sustainable Energy and Marine Biodiversity Project to the tune of €467,715, and on paper is supposed to last 18 months. At the current stage, however, halfway through its scheduled time, Abraham noted that efforts are ongoing to get more people on board so that the project could progress.
So at this point in stage, we're discussing with the CAREEP facilitators to see how we can increase uptake in all the various jurisdictions, Oz, Anguilla, Cayman, and a few other jurisdictions that it was rolled out to, such that we can start the next phase of it, which is the independent energy audits that need to be conducted, train persons how to conduct them, provide the data, and see how we can progress from there. So it's a very, very important initiative for the region.
Abraham went on to explain that within the current global environment, it is only to the benefit of consumers that they support such initiatives.
Say the low-hanging fruit is being able to manage and utilize energy conservation to reduce your bill. If you're able to reduce the amount of your consumption, because that's what the bill is mostly about, how much electricity you consume. So if you're able to reduce your consumption, then ultimately you're able to reduce the cost.
Aspects of the project include the implementation of a regional public education and awareness program centered on household energy conservation measures, online training for professionals on the provision of new sustainable energy services, the rollout of an e-learning platform to guide households on how to conduct self-energy audits, and the development of a set of policy recommendations to establish enabling frameworks for sustainable energy services. For 284 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Well, moving on, viewers, where turn up events by local author Dawn U. Leonard is set to launch tomorrow, Thursday, November 24th at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium. But the psychological fiction is set to take readers on a journey with impactful messages, where the launch event will take a theoretical format which is sure to leave audience members wanting more.
So I always cite as a movie, and so I wanted to launch it in that light. So it's going to be a red carpet affair. I encourage people to come, dressed as they would want to on a red carpet. There's going to be lights and opportunities for photo. But the main thing is, Ron, is I'm having parts of the book dramatized by local actors and a local producer. And so I'm really excited about that. It's not going to be your usual sit down and just listen kind of launch. It's going to be very interactive and engaging and exciting.
Well, persons who have not yet gotten their tickets are encouraged not to miss the exciting presentation.
Well, I encourage everyone to come to the launch. We will be selling tickets. They will go on sale sometime this week. And once you purchase a ticket, you get the whole experience. You get an autographed copy of my book as well. But it's also on Amazon. So if you type in my name or the name of the book, Dawn U. Leonard, Turn of Events, you'll see it. It's on Amazon as well.
Well, Mrs. Leonard also spoke about how grief and the loss of her loved one inspired her to complete the book.
My brother passed earlier this year, and I must say, if I'm going to be honest, I was inspired by his life to work on finishing my book. I know he would have been so excited because Derek had so many ideas, so many things that he wanted to achieve. And I said, this is not happening next year, it's happening now. So I had to do a lot of work. I allowed myself some time from the time he passed, you know, to try to collect myself before I went at it again. But I said, you know, I wanted to do this because if he was here, he would have been so excited for me. And I think just one of the lessons that I learned from him is that go after the things that you want to and don't leave them, you know, to chance. And so he was some of my inspiration for wrapping it up this year.
Well, for the full interview, visit all 24 media platforms. Well, up next, Williams FC moves 1 point behind league leaders after thrashing Old Madrid FC 11-0 and 7 RSV hospitalizations in the United States Virgin Islands. Well, these and more stories when 24 News return.
Introducing a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons. I'm taking you outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's the best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Virgin Gorda to Jos Van Dyke, not forgetting Anegada. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing. We are the movers and shakers of this generation. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. Season 4 by yours truly, Ron Grant. Raising a generation of greatness. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on 284 Media.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Well, welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Well, Williams FC thrashed Old Madrid FC 11-0 to move just 1 point behind the leaders of the BVI Football Association's National League Sugar Boys FC. Well, playing for Williams, Marcus Robinson netted a quadruple of goals in the 4th, 7th, 24th, and 71st minutes, while Rush Bodrick collected a hat-trick in the 10th, 37th, and 71st minutes. But the remaining solo goals came from Ty Thomas, Paul Edwards, James Milley, and Phil Nelson. Well, Nelson spoke on the team's performance following the match, stating that the game was over within the first 15 minutes of the match. Well, he said, and I quote, "We had 4 under-18 starting the game and another off the bench, which is very pleasing. Hopefully, the mix of youth and experience helps us keep pushing up the table. We've lost points to them over the years, so we are very happy to pick up the win," end quote. But also closing in on the point standings was Rebels FC, which bounced back from a loss last weekend after beating rivals Panthers FC 3-2 to move into the 3rd place spot. Well, Johari Lacey converted a double with goals in the 51st and 65th minutes of the game, and Akila Presley netted the 3rd goal in the 53rd minute for Rebels FC. The Panthers responded with a back-to-back goals from Ezra Aline in the 74th and 88th minutes of the game, but it wasn't enough to secure the 3 points for the side. But the game between VG United and Positive SC was postponed, while Lionheart FC was awarded a forfeit win against Islanders FC, who did not field enough players ahead of the game. Well, the National League continues this evening at the East End Longlock Football Field, with One Love taking on One Caribbean FC at this present moment. Well, that match would have commenced at around 7 p.m. this evening. And moving on to our final story, viewers, where while COVID-19 infection rates remain low, the United States Virgin Islands are monitoring the threat of another infectious respiratory disease, which has warranted several pediatric hospitalizations in recent weeks. Well, according to territorial epidemiologist for the USVI, Esther Ellis, respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV as it is commonly known, is a matter of serious concern.
Nationally, the number of RSV cases being reported is high. and pediatric hospitalizations are significantly increasing. Both VI hospitals report hospitalizations for RSV, with currently 6 admissions at Schneider Regional Medical Center and 1 admission at Juan F. Louis Medical Center.
While she warned that while symptoms of RSV are typically mild, in some cases infections have been severe or led to the development of serious acute respiratory illness.
Typically, RSV affects children under 2 years, but can also affect adults. This virus usually has mild symptoms, including fever, cough, and runny nose. RSV is a public health concern because it can lead to pneumonia or bronchitis, requiring hospitalization, or cause severe complications for people with weakened immune systems.
Alice went on to explain that while RSV is not a novel virus, to date there has been no vaccine released in its interest. Persons are being urged to ensure that they are protected against other viruses for which vaccines are available to mitigate the possibility of co-infection.
It is important to note that COVID-19, influenza, and RSV all have similar symptoms, and it is possible to become infected with more than one of these respiratory illnesses at the same time. When co-infections occur, the outcome can be more severe. Today, there is no vaccine for RSV, but there are effective vaccines for both COVID-19 and influenza. That is why the VIDOH recommends everyone, especially children ages 6 months and older, get vaccinated against influenza and COVID-19.
Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Alright, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top up or what?
Eh?